and welcome to another episode of Gaming by the Pint. I'm your host, Phil.
I'm Justin.
And tonight we're going to talk about Super Mario Maker, both for the Wii U and Mario Maker 2 for the Switch. And the beer tonight we are going to be drinking is from Inbound Brewing, called Fruit of the Loop. It is a citrus IPA.
And that is out of North 5th Street out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Boom. My bad. There we go. As you can see, a horrible pour versus a good pour.
That is definitely, it's your golden IPA color, that's for sure.
This is true.
Definitely, you can smell the haziness in it.
Smell the haziness?
Yeah.
Really?
You can tell it's a hazy.
Citrus, yes.
Yeah.
Hazy, no.
All right, well, skull.
Skull.
Yeah, for a hazy, it's not even hazy really at all.
Right.
They took out the fun of it. It's supposed to be a hazy IPA. Well, okay. Correction, it's a juicy, extravagant IPA. So it's not a hazy IPA, it's a juicy IPA, which all hazy IPAs you and I have tasted have that juicy flavor to it that really,
right,
not citrusy, but more fruit flavored.
I would say this is a citrus, for sure, which the can does say citrus. And I accept that. It's not much of a haze. It's pretty, I would like to call it almost a clear. I wouldn't call it Coors by any means.
Ours has way more flavor than Coors. That stuff's like water.
Right, that's just water.
It's just water with some carbonation in it.
It just freezes up here. You know, you put that out in the snowbank. Oh, yeah, that's done. You put probably this in the snowbank. I bet it won't freeze.
For Inbound, I believe I've been there one time. Actually, it's up there in the North Loop with, I believe, next to like 612 Brew, and I think Dangerous Man is up there too. They're within the 1 mile radius of that northeast Minneapolis area, and I know there's a tour you can do.
Really?
That it's a bus tour that will basically you start one area and they take you to all the breweries. I think there's a cidery up there too now. But yeah, it's like an event you sign up for, and you hit all the breweries in one night. So it's like a pub crawl, basically.
Well, that sounds pretty fun.
I didn't do the pub crawl. I just know it exists. But yeah, no, Inbound. They're a local brewed company. That's actually one of my guys from who I went to that brewing certification at DCTC. Actually worked at Inbound for a while.
Sure.
After he got there, he was a cellar man. Basically, he was working on the packaging and making sure everything gets canned correctly. But yeah, Inbound. You and I have had these guys before. They've been at a few of the beer events we've been to. But in terms of which beer I like out of most, their IPAs have been solid. I think you and I think had their it was a lager during the summer event we went to, and we really enjoyed that one. I can't remember the name of it though.
Sure. Well, it was, when you say pub crawl, is that the same thing as the zombie pub crawl?
No. Pub crawl, I just mean like we're just going from one place to the other. We're just hitting all the stops.
Sure.
Having a drink at one or two drinks, then when we're done, we move on. So,
alright.
But no, man, I haven't had a pub crawl in a while, dude.
Oh man, COVID just killed everything.
I don't think I could handle a pub crawl. Like at this day and age, like how old I am, I'm just like, who wants to go to like 4 or 5 different breweries? I'd be like, you know what? I just want to go to one, have a couple beers, like 1 or 2, and then boom.
Screw it. Just have a zombie pub crawl, anyways. And just be like, we're all zombies.
Yeah.
You know, society's dead. Let's just continue on anyways.
I mean, geez, we're binge watching so many shows. We're playing so many video games now. I mean, look we've been playing Mario Maker all along, and
so many shows. They haven't even made shows lately. This has been garbage.
Yeah,
garbage.
But we're here to talk about Mario Maker.
Right.
So,
true.
The beer. Before we get going to Mario Maker, it's a citrus IPA. So, we know that it's very citrusy. I mean, to tell you the truth, you can't really smell the citrus.
I wouldn't call it like a pineapple.
No, it's not that citrusy. I'd say like a West Coast IPA is very citrusy. You taste the grapefruit, you taste the orange, you taste the... I mean, you can taste the juiciness in it in terms of like...
More of an orange. Mixed with a lemon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a juicy IPA. It's not a West Coast. It's definitely juicy. But there's no... Some of the IPAs you and I have tasted, like, you can barely taste the malt. I don't even taste the malt. It's just straight hops.
Right.
Even in the, like, the flavor towards the end, you can... Yeah, it's straight hops. There's no... I mean, they did a good job of balancing it out to the point where you're not getting a mouthful of malt if you were to try that, but at the same time, the hops, you get that juiciness, but it's not overwhelming or too bitter.
And it's more of a one-tone versus a two-tone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the initial shock of the juiciness hits your tongue right when you taste it. Oh. But then the aftertaste isn't so...
Shock and awe?
Yeah. Shock and awe.
So there's more shock than awe.
There's more shock than awe. Wait. So when you taste it, you're like... Yeah. You can't get that with Coors.
Oh, no.
You might as well just put that thing in a water bottle and just chug it after practice.
Well, that sounds like fun too, though. Put that in a super soaker and, take off on a boat, and guess what? Everybody's still going to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sounds good to me.
Just start spraying people down. People are just like, beer shower.
That sounds awesome.
All right, rent a boat this summer. We'll do it.
It's going to happen.
We'll videotape it. Special episode. We're on a boat.
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat.
No Lonely Island references or anything like that.
Not at all. No. Even though it's the weekend.
That's awesome. Okay. Anyways, besides the awesome beer that we're obviously drinking tonight, what would you like to talk about with Mario Maker?
Well, let's just put it this way. Growing up playing Mario, did you ever have the idea of thinking like, oh man, wouldn't it be fun if we could make our own levels? Or take the levels they made and be like, oh, it'd be fun if we could change it to do this? And have our friends play it?
I never thought that was even an option.
I didn't either.
So...
And then finally, I guess the people at Nintendo are like, you know what? What happens if we give the people the tools to create their own levels?
Power of the people.
Exactly. And that's what they did with the Wii U version of Super Mario Maker.
Right.
And when this first came out, I know the Wii U at the time was struggling in sales. I think people were kind of unfamiliar with like exactly what this whole console was, because it was
overpowered Game Boy.
It was like that. It was like, I mean, you can totally tell where the Switch got its idea from, but in terms of like exactly what was it? It was like, okay, you have a gamepad that's huge with a screen. You can play in there, but you have a second screen. But at the same time, when it came to power compared to that came out around, I think the PS4 and Xbox One, it was definitely under horsepower. It did not have the ability. So when third-party support came to transfer games, just like for the Wii, a lot of the games had to be downgraded for it to work and everything. And then at the same time, people just weren't too sure, like, what the heck is this? Granted, you could still use your Wii games on the Wii U. You can still play all your Wii games, all the accessories, your Wii remote, your nunchuck, all worked fine. Basically, it almost was like a Wii HD version, because now it can be in HD. But the beauty about what this guy had with this Mario Maker was the fact that as you're creating the levels, you had the touchpad, and as you use this, one thing about it was the fact that you had a little pen right here.
Yeah.
So you can use the touchscreen to precisely put where you want to put the blocks and everything else. So when you're creating levels, you have a lot more precision.
That sounds nice.
So that was one of the nice benefits that you had with the Wii U version. And you actually had 4 levels, I believe. You had so you had the original Mario, you had Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, and then New Super Mario Bros. U. So you have 4 levels to choose from to create your level.
Sure.
Now, do you remember that level I created for you?
Oh yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, you couldn't beat it, could
It was
you?
horrible. I mean, other than the fact that it had my name on it, but other than that, I don't think that anybody could have ever actually beaten it, other than obviously a pro, and I'm not a pro. I'm just mediocre when it comes to playing Mario Brothers. So
And it was original Mario, but I created in a way that it was a rage quitting level.
right,
It started off easy and then got slowly hard to the point where it's like to get to the flag, you had to bounce on these things, and of course there happens to be a Bowser in the middle of all that, and you're like, well, what the hell's this? And I'm like, good luck. And you're sitting there trying to play it and beat it, and we're kind of egging you on, like, come on, man, what's wrong? You can't beat this. I thought you were a gamer. And you're like, slow's difficult,
right,
and everything. And so, but one thing that Nintendo did make as a rule before you upload it to their servers was the fact that when you say you want to upload it, it's like, okay, they basically make you play the level from beginning to the end to show that you can beat it
right.
before you upload.
Which is good. You have to at least beat it once.
Right.
Otherwise, some of these, I don't know how it's even fathomable with what they've created. Like, it's ridiculous. So when you start playing some of these levels from people that are creating stuff in other countries, because apparently they have nothing better to do other than play Nintendo. It's got some ridiculous levels that are like, yeah, that's a no. I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna die. So thanks.
There are creative people out there. There's people out there that make levels fun and interesting. There's other people
Right.
out there that literally just want to watch the world burn. They literally, like, you and I play a level like, this is great, and then jump, invisible block, dead. Or it's like, you and I have played a level, and we got to the point where we're stuck. We're like, how do we beat this? We sat there for like 15, 20 minutes trying to solve it, and dying after dying after dying. And some of these levels, like, you could put comments, and the creator could say no comments, so no one could tell us what to do.
Right.
So we're kind of like, well, all right, never mind.
Comments. All you get is trolling. So you're like, oh, look at this troll. Ah, yep, everybody died. Check out another troll. Everybody died.
It actually shows you where you died, too, because it actually puts a little circle with an X saying where people died. So you can tell where...
Just graveyard.
Yep.
Just call it a graveyard.
Oh, okay. I'm not the only person that died here because so over 100 other people did. But then there's one there's one that's way out there. Like, oh, that's me. I'm the only one that died way out there. So if someone plays, like, geez, how the heck did that person die over there?
Right. It's funny. That isn't comparable to any game out there right now. It's not going to have a digital graveyard of where everyone died from the level that you even created. So that's totally on another level.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it was very popular. Actually, this helped sell more Wii systems because they came out with a Wii U bundle with Mario Maker with it. And I know people like my cousin was one of them that actually bought the Wii U so they can play this game.
sure.
So that did help move units, but it didn't help move units enough for Nintendo to keep supporting the Wii U. Unfortunately, I think like a year later is when they announced that the Switch was coming out, and
Right.
the rest is history. But one thing you and I still need to do is they just actually shut the servers down this past January. So I don't know if that means we can still go on along and play them, or if it's the point where it's like you can't upload anymore, but if the games are still on, you can still get them. Or is this game now basically useless? Because the whole fun was to go online and play other people's games. That was the point of it. Was he and I never really created much levels. We went online to play other people's games to see what creations they came up with.
Well, when you say useless, all I hear is corporation gave up, and now it's homebrew. So go ahead and start modding it, because game on.
I'm sure there'll probably be a community out there that's a private server to keep Mario Maker going.
Right, and it's not just going to be Mario Maker. Obviously, it's going to be for the Wii U platform, which they've already done with the Wii, and created awesome platforms and tons of homebrews, and have fun, which I love. Thank you, everyone out there.
There's nothing wrong with I actually support the homebrew community myself, and Mahdi community.
True
Why not?
that.
You know,
Oh,
drink.
yeah.
I'll drink to that. So after the success of Mario Maker, there inevitably had to be a sequel, and it came out for the Switch.
Well, that's where I bought in. I mean, I couldn't buy in on the Wii U myself. I just couldn't see how the differences between the Wii and the Wii U were as fun back then. I mean, I was buying all the other consoles that were out there, so I didn't buy in on the Wii U. But with the Switch, it's kind of a, have to have it as a family man nowadays. So if you didn't buy the family Switch yet, you should probably go out there and get it. Um, Mario Maker should be number one for me because that's the basics. I mean, you're playing Mario Brothers, and it's built upon the entire community of the people that thought what would make an awesome level. And you can find awesome levels from the beginners to the advanced and intermediate, and still find awesome stuff of creativity that you would never see otherwise
Mm-hmm.
from Nintendo themselves. So
They, I mean, when Nintendo came out with the sequel, they listened to the community and made improvements. They added new features that did not come in the Wii U. Like, for example, one of them was the fact that slopes. For some reason, the community wanted slopes. They wanted to be able to take the hill and make it slope down and everything. They added that. They added more abilities to add enemies or obstacles in there. And at the same time, they actually, this time around, they added, I believe, Super Mario 3D World. So this one you have the original Mario Brothers, Mario 3, Super Mario World, new Super Mario Brothers U, and then Super Mario 3D World. So there's now 5 different variations compared to the 4 and everything. And so what's great, what's really cool about this is the fact now they actually offered online gameplay for it. So you can actually go online and play up to 4 with 3 other people.
yeah,
Level.
the options when you're talking about that are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just how many people are playing at the same time online, but the fact that you can play and jump off of each other. Like, that is crazy. That's so fun.
Well, there's competition where you can either help each other get to the goal, or you can have who gets the goal first, and everything. And then there's a new feature they added, which was people create their own worlds, where basically it's like Super Mario World, where you enter an area and you got 4 or 5 levels to go through, and that's what you're doing. You have to go through those person's 4 or 5 levels they created to beat that world.
Was that Mario 3 then? Do you think that that's compared to?
3 in World, where they came up with the kind of like the
right. It was
world.
like, okay, now you have to beat like this node.
Yeah.
Or
Before you
this
move on to
map.
this one,
You beat this map, and then you can continue on to this part of the
Yeah.
map. And then, that's pretty creative for someone like you or I to just create a world, basically.
Well, yeah,
So-
it's basically it's like that person can have 5 levels. They can have a ice, water, regular ghost, haunted house one, and then like even like an airship battle at the end. And then
Right.
it's like cool. There's your. And then you have to go through it, and then you don't know how this person made it. They can make it very easy. They can make it very difficult. We don't know. I mean, you could tweak it to when the person creates. They can say if it's easy, medium, or hard. You can tweak it to which one you want, and everything. But the variations, like you and I log on, and we can see what's hot, what's new, popular, like all-time greatest ones.
Right.
There's so many variations we can choose from.
To me, it's almost like a Minecraft of video games,
Mm-hmm.
in that you're not going to see another video game out there like this. They didn't do it with Sonic. They didn't do it with any other console. I don't know why anybody else hasn't picked up on this. I think it's awesome.
I think it's great, especially with the technology we have today. There should be. I mean, the modding community. Think of it like Skyrim. How many people modded that game?
Right.
You know, I mean, the modding community's out there. People want to keep breathing life into some of these games so the game lasts forever. Like you're playing a 10-year-old game, but the reason why people keep playing because there's always fresh new stuff coming to it.
Right.
Mario Maker is one of those games that can continue to live on as long as Nintendo continues to support it in terms of updates, whether they're bug fixes or enhancements to add to the game. People will continue making it. So hopefully, you know, but that's the one thing about Nintendo I've noticed is the fact that they don't support their games long after. I've noticed that when it comes to like DLCs or updates or anything like that, it's very limited to the point where they may do the occasional patch here and there, they may do the occasional update, but other than that, it's like Nintendo makes the game, they release it as is, and none of this. Oh, you got the burger and the buns, but you want everything else is extra.
Right.
They give you the whole thing.
Well, what sucks about Nintendo too is their servers are a little slow. Mm-hmm. So if they could invest some more money in better servers, more servers, whatever it takes to get their servers more online, I think people will enjoy it even more.
Oh, for sure. I think the online aspect does have potential. Unfortunately, there are times where it's literally like you're running like 2 frames a second. You're just like
buffering,
and it's just like
buffering.
Slow mo. I mean, it's
like, damn it, I died.
Painful.
Ah!
It's painful. It's like
lose it.
You're just like I'm hitting jump, and then you jump. You're like, oh, I'm trying to turn around. You see, you watch the guy slowly like turn around.
Chasm of death.
Yeah. And the other person's like bouncing off you, and you're just like, what the hell? No, it's yeah.
That's great.
They definitely could invest more money into their online service. It's definitely not going to be on the level of Microsoft Xbox Live, but I mean, come on, make it so the fact it's playable. Right now, it's like not playable.
Right.
It's embarrassing kind of deal. It's like
they definitely need to invest in it for sure to make their whole platform more feasible.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what has to happen.
But at the same time, I mean, I don't think people are looking at the Switch as like a online multiplayer system compared to the PlayStation, Xbox. Those are geared for like hardcore. Let's online rock 'em
right.
kind of game. Like you said, this is a family system. This is more like let's all gather around as a family, play it locally.
Right.
And granted, the fact that the Switch, we could hook up like four Switches could be in the same room. We could all play against each other via Bluetooth, the way it's connected and everything, which is fine too. Or, just that way. So I think Nintendo's pushing more the fact of like coming together with everybody's Switch to play, because you have the Switch, a Switch Lite, great. Then going online playing because the fact this is a portable system. I mean, it's a hybrid system that it's designed to be like I'm playing my game on the road,
right?
And I come home, I can plug it in my TV and finish where I'm at.
That is cool. The rest of the systems out there don't have that, but I just wish the fact that they could turn this into more online gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, does not do that for me. I mean, my kids will get on and start playing. They'll be like, "Oh, great! What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what is this?" So some permission is like, "Sorry, we didn't know how to make that work correctly because our servers suck." So whatever. They just need to work on something to make everything compatible and work and flow. So, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, hopefully. I know Nintendo does listen to the fans. I mean, a lot of companies do, but Nintendo is one of them. They do listen to it, so hopefully that will improve in the future. Will there be a Super Mario Maker 3 for the Switch? Possibly. I mean, the Switch is I think it's close to selling over 100 million units, or even more than that. So there's definitely demands out there.
Well, I don't think it's an option. Like, I know it's going to drop. It's just a matter of, okay, it's probably not going to drop for the Switch. May drop for whatever the future is. So that is the future to me. It is the next Mario. It is of things to come.
I think so too. I think the fact that you give I think Nintendo should actually delve, more into it. Now the fact like Zelda, why can't they come with Zelda Dungeon Maker?
Oh,
where people can make their own dungeons and stuff like that.
That could be sick.
That would be sweet. Or like Metroid, create your own Metroid levels for people to go through.
Yep.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
Mario Kart I think would be fun where people create their own Mario Kart courses.
Oh,
Dude, that would be sick. If Mario Kart came up with Mario Kart Course Maker.
And then put trolls every once in a while where it was like, you thought you were going to get the whatever to get the turtle shell or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like, no, that was actually a bomb.
Oh my god.
Boom! And you'd be like, oh, I was trolled! Because I got the middle one. You're supposed to be like, oh, not the middle one. You're supposed to hit the side one. You're like, that's on another level.
Dude, that would sell so fast if they came out with that. Like,
oh, right. Oh, there's so many possibilities.
You and I would make so many courses. It was so much fun. You and I would be like, dude, I just made this course right now. Let's play it. Or we go online and be like,
right.
There'd definitely be like a top 10 courses for us to be like, these are the best Mario Kart courses to play. And they'd probably be made by, guys like us that are just like diehard fans. And they'd just be epic.
It'd be Rainbow Road for sure. But not like newer Rainbow Road where you don't die. Because you're like, meh, okay. Yeah, the side of the road kept me on for some reason. Even though there's no curb. No, let's go old school. No walls. You die. Sorry, you sucked. So, too bad. You're supposed to stay on the Rainbow Road. I don't care if it's going up and down and sideways and upside down. Like, yep, if you didn't stay on there, you dead.
Yeah.
You dead.
No, Nintendo has potential now. The fact that they came out with the Super Mario Maker for the Wii U, that was kind of like, let's see what people can do, and that sold well. So then they came out with this one. So the demand is definitely out there.
Right.
Not only the demand is out there, but so is the install base. The fact that they have over 100 million Switches out there. Even if you sell like a quarter of that, it's 25 million freaking units.
It's power of the people, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Everybody, upload. Let's play this game. We're going to get everybody to do it. It's going to be awesome.
We are. I know you and I talked about we are going to do videos on Mario Maker where not only the videos you're watching right now us playing Mario Maker, but we're going to do more of gameplay because, like I said, the game's always changing, so there's always new levels to show off.
Right.
So people could recommend saying, hey, you should play this level. I want to see you guys play this level. Go for a comment below saying, hey, you should play this level. Give us the code. We'll look it up. We'll search for it.
It's always a new game. It's great.
There's nothing bad about it. So, I don't know. I mean, when I say Nintendo systems and I ask the question to people like, oh, do you own Mario Maker? Because if you own a Nintendo system, you don't own a Mario game, that's kind of sad. It's like, seriously, that's like a staple for Nintendo systems. You got to have the Mario games. They're always fun games.
Right.
And this is a system that, if you own the Wii U, get Mario Maker for the Wii U. Even though the servers may be down, that doesn't mean you still can't make levels and play with your friends. Piss them off. But if you own a Switch, definitely get Mario Maker 2 for the Switch. It is a fun game. It is great.
You know what? I was at Best Buy the other day, and somebody just wanted to start talking to me, and I'm like, all right, well, let's hear what this guy has to say.
Was he a worker?
No, he was a guy, he's got a 4-year-old kid playing the Switch right there, and the guy's like, so it's loaded with all the games, and my son's loving this. And I'm like, yeah, I would probably really enjoy a Switch with all the games as well. I mean, what is that? Got to be a card inside of that thing. It's got to be over 256K, or I don't even know how many gigabytes went on there, if not terabytes practically, you know? So it's like, well, that's great. I'd love to hold as many games as possible. And the guy's like, how many games, what do you think it would cost for all the games that are on here that he's looking at right now? And I'm like, honestly, probably $2,000. And he was like, well, I'm not spending $2,000 on video games. And I'm like, I'm not telling you to spend $2,000 on video games.
No, you could spend the old $60, get Mario Maker, the kid would have hours of play.
Right. It's like, it's a continuously new game. Every time you turn it on, you're uploading every country's new maps. And it's awesome.
And it tells you who the maker is, which country they're from, so you can determine, like, all right, this is going to be a difficult one, or like, oh, hey, I'm quite surprised. And I mean, we've played the occasional one where it's like, you walk 10 feet, there's the flag, or we played the one where it's an auto-scrolling one where it's a music one. And we've done the old, You and I tend to gravitate towards speed runs where it's just like got to precise your jumps, but it's like it's pretty cool. Like it takes us a few tries, but once you get it going,
you're
it's
more of a speed run. I'll do the auto scroll. Well, I just sit at the bottom and I'm like, woo! Let's watch this one play out. And it's still fun. I love watching those because it's like, wow, that I can't believe how much programming went into this entire map to watch it happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's great. I strongly recommend this video game. I've never seen another video game out there, and I started from, straight Nintendo. So whatever.
The fact that people remade the first 1-1
Right.
and tweaked it, I mean, they can go back and remake it the way they thought, like, this makes 1-1 better. But
Right.
yeah. No, I agree. Definitely pick up these games. These are a staple for your systems. If you're a Nintendo fan, get these games. They're a must-have. You can have hours of fun. They're great party games, too, when you have friends over. Oh, yeah, you can have people over, have them try out. Create a level for them. Test their skills. See what they can do. You can start meeting them in hard.
Well, just like you did for me. I mean, just create levels for your friends and then just put their name in it so then they have to play it.
Yeah, they have their wife watch them so they can egg them on, too.
I can't not play it. I mean, it's literally my name across the entire thing, so...
Yeah. We gotta do a video of you actually beating it. You haven't beat it yet, so...
Oh, whatever.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Watch
we'll
me
do a video.
rage. Yep, there he died again.
Exactly. That's the point.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have a Mario Maker
Oh.
Rage compilation of us just freaking losing it. Just like, this game sucks. I hate it. Hate these people. F this kid. He's like probably like 10 years old, made it. Like, just rage quit because some 10-year-old just...
Bunch of trolls on the side.
Yeah.
Eh,
And at the end, when you leave a comment,
you suck.
I usually, when we leave a comment, I think we should draw like a hairy ball sack and just leave it at that. That's what I think you're available, you douche.
Oh my god. Hashtag hairy ballsack.
Hairy ball
That's great.
sack.
That's wonderful.
And then when he says, do you like your level? I'm like, no, thumbs down. And then the hairy ball sack's right there, so.
Oh my god.
Ah.
There are so many levels that are so worth playing, though.
Yeah.
Like, what is that one level that we love to play that was like a cloud of whatever the hell that was?
The wave of
The
skulls.
wave. The wave of skulls. I'm telling you, that wave.
How the guy created it was just like this. It was perfectly. You had to. Yeah, you and I took a few chances, but we figured out that as it goes like this, and as the obstacles come, like the Goombas or the people, you had to
Right.
kind of like time it so you move this part of the wave, but the wave would constantly like.
Right.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Nothing
Really cool
else
effect.
compared to that.
No,
Like,
and all you had to do was just ride the wave.
right, that dude was on another level. Kudos to that guy for doing that because that was number one to me. I was just like, wow, this is amazing.
That like sold it right there. You're like,
Right. It's almost like when I was playing Witcher 2 and I died a million times and I was like, this is it! I'm gonna get the next console. Like, you play stuff like that, it's next console, go to the next one.
Mhm.
Alright, you sold me. So, those moments in history are what built on apparently all of our consoles. So
yeah, and there are definitely streamers out there that literally stream live to them playing Mario Maker. So we'll do it one time. We will do it. We will stream live one night. I was playing Mario Maker, and you can see how we do and how we react to it. It's gonna be entertaining because I'm sure we're gonna get pissed. We're gonna probably say this game sucks. I hate it. Go, try to throw it into the garbage. But we'll keep going, and we'll tell you what beer we're drinking that night too. So, speaking of beer, what'd you think? Inbound, Fruit of the Loop. Fruit of the Loop.
Well, for a bunch of Fruit Loops, I'm alright with it. It's pretty clear. I like more of a haze. I'd give it a solid 6. I'm alright with it. It's definitely citrus.
It is. I mean, yeah, it's definitely juicy. I agree. I think a 6 is right. I would if you and I are up at the brewery, I get it on tap. I try it on tap to see if maybe just the juiciness is a little bit more
Yeah.
fresher. Maybe I'm bumping up to a 7
Well,
or maybe
anything
an 8.
on tap's going to taste better, right?
Oh, yeah, straight
it's
from
going to be more fresh.
Straight from the source is going to be better.
Straight from the gods.
Straight from the Athena's teat. But I think a 6, yeah, I think give it a try. If you like, it's almost kind of like borderline between hazy and West Coast, but not full blown hazy, but not full blown West Coast. It's kind of right in the middle. It's a good juicy IPA.
Right. I would agree with that.
So yeah, I mean, I'd get it again. It's definitely, it's good. So,
Skull?
Skull.